Welcome, karibu sana. This is Politics Today. Hapa Science TV, your inclusion platform. My name is Jonah Simba. My sign language interpreter is Esther Kendi. Let me just say we are in a tough season as a country. Poleni sana for yesterday. So much happened. Yes, just in case you are still in pain, a lot of people in hospitals, getting healed. We wish you quick recovery just in case you are injured one way or the other. By the way, that is why we bring our guest today, politics in taxation. That's a topic that we are delving in today. I have James Amwono. How are you, sir?
Thank you. Thank you.
James Amwono is with us. We are talking about politics in taxation, but there is a lot that is happening right now. There is a lot that is happening in the country. It goes without say that one of the reasons why people are agitated is because of taxation. Is that so, James?
It's true.
But by the way, what do you do? I mean, who are you? Maybe it's important for me to ask you that question. Yes. I almost asked you, who do you think you are?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Good. Thank you, Jonah.
Yes.
To join you in your studio.
Right.
And to deal with the discussion of what is happening currently. I'm James Amwono, as you have put it. I'm a tax expert. And because taxation is a political process, that is why the show is also linked to taxation.
Yes.
So that is basically who I am. I'm the MD or the CEO of MEPTAX Consortium.
Okay.
But more particularly, I'm a tax expert.
That MEPTAX is MEPTAX?
Correct.
Okay, consortium. You're a consortium of companies?
Yes, consortium of companies and consortium of people.
Okay, you just deal with issues of taxation?
Yeah, majorly we deal with issues of taxation.
Mm-hmm. You help people file taxes, or what do you do?
Yeah, we help people file taxes.
Uh-huh.
We help people mitigate from overpaying taxes.
Oh my!
For example, when you are served by the Kenya Revenue Authority,
right,
that you have been you need to have paid this and you didn't pay, then or if you are summoned by them, or if there's an investigation going on,
yes,
or if there's an audit they're undertaking,
uh-huh.
So we come in between to make sure that the KRA does the right thing, and you also make sure you pay the right amount.
Okay, when you say the KRA does the right thing, what do you mean?
Basically, when it comes to taxes, there's a law guiding taxation.
Right.
And once you are served or summoned at KRA, there are guiding principles that they need to follow. So making sure to do the right thing is that the tabulation that you are given, the taxes that you are told to pay,
right,
will make sure is accordance to the law. That is basically what it is.
Give me an example of taxation that is not in accordance with the law.
Well,
okay, you heard of avocado tax?
Yes.
Is that in accordance to the law? Is it something related to taxing beauty products that are not in the Constitution or something like that?
Yeah, you know what I mean by what is in accordance, what is correct, is that, in certain circumstances, leave alone the example you are giving out.
Right.
You'll find that you give out your books. For example, a company gives out the books, they look at it, and there could be omissions here and there, which is normal to a human being. So at the point when now that has been done, you'll be served with the eventualities. But in normal circumstances, you'll find that if there's an error in interpretation of the law when they're looking at your records, then that is really when we come in to make sure that interpretation that was overlooked is relooked again.
Okay, I'm trying to make this really for the layman.
Yes.
So I'm struggling to get that out. Give me an example of some kind of taxation that is not in accordance to the law. Does it mean that there is somebody being taxed against the law?
Not really.
Yes.
It's not really that. It could be somebody is being taxed within the law, but the amount of tax that is expected to pay overrides what is supposed to pay. For example,
right,
as an employee in an organization,
okay,
for example, in your organization, if you are sent out to do an assignment out of your workstation,
yes,
you're supposed to be given a per diem.
Yes.
So maybe the per diem is given to you and others, the people that you've gone with,
yes,
but the company gives it at lump sum. So when the company gives a lump sum, maybe the recording is done in lump sum, not per individual person who has received it. Remember, at the point the law says, if you're going out of your workstation,
yes,
then the per diem should be a minimum of 2,000. So that is tax-free.
Oh.
So, but you know, when an employer now is recording, maybe you're going out with 10 more people. So probably you'll be given 20,000. Probably you'll sign for 20,000. But in the normal circumstance, when somebody now is looking at it, he thinks that it's you who took the money. So you'll be taxed because it's over and above the 2,000 Kenya shillings.
Okay.
But now, because of us, now we'll be able to say, no, it is the recording, but the composition of the 2,000 are these people. So without them, then that means the Kenya Revenue Authority is likely to overtax you on the per diem without looking at the breakdown of actually what it was for the 20,000 to be given out, paid out by the company.
Okay.
Yeah, I hope I'm clear.
Yeah, you're clearer. Okay. Yeah. Of course, I know some of the viewers would ask a little more. 01119803884. Just send in your questions there. We'll ensure that they reach him. Let me ask you, Mr. Amwono.
Yes.
Right now, we are just about to wind up the financial year.
Correct.
Are we still in time for filing returns? Are those some of the things you deal with? What do you have to say about that?
Yes,
do you help people to file their returns, or you just encourage them to file their returns?
We help people to file returns.
Today is the 26th?
Yes.
Today is the 26th, not yet out of time.
Yes.
I'm sure Kenyans will be on it on 30th.
Yeah, the law is at least 6 months after the end of the financial year. So that means if the financial year ended on 31st December 2024,
right.
So the end of the filing period will be on 30th June. But if the financial year is different, then count 6 months from the time your financial year ends. But of course, for individuals, is basically 30th June because it's as per the calendar year.
So what is this charges? The charges begin 1st July? Normally, what does KRA charge, or penalty? Is it called penalty?
It's penalty, yes.
So normally they begin the penalty on 1st of July?
Yeah, definitely. If you go beyond 30th June, then it's automated, it's system automated. You're supposed to be charged penalty, which again, it overruns the whole idea of doing the taxes. Because, you know, if you're employed, it's the employer who deducts the pay. So yours is just to get the P9 and file it, and that's all.
Okay.
So actually, you should not even wait. It should be after, by the 4th month. If you're employed, then you should have done your returns. But all the same, we still have up to June, 30th June, to do the filing.
Yeah,
so
let me do mine tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks for your reminder.
Yes, thank you.
But then yesterday, there was a danger of a shutdown.
Correct.
I think there was our YouTubes were affected to some extent. What happens if by the 30th the systems are down, or there is they don't look at that?
No, you know, that is basically why the law gives you 6 months. It's not 1 week that the system is shut down or what.
No, Kenyans are normally last-minute people.
Yes, so unless now that is mitigated against, that the error was not from your end. But you know, the big question will be, if it goes to court, then the big question will be, why couldn't you do it before the 5th month? Why had you to wait for the 6th month?
Okay.
But if you can convince the court that the delay was from their end, then definitely they'll look at it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, I'm looking at myself coming to your office.
Yes.
What are the kind of services you would offer me? I'm sure you're selling a service.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
If I came to your office tomorrow,
yes,
I'm looking for your services. What are the services you offer?
The services we'll offer varies. One,
right,
we have the tax consultant service. That is where, the same way you're asking me certain questions, you will ask me certain things that you want to be guided on.
Yes.
Then that is advisory, tax advisory services that I'll give you. Secondly, if you can also come to the office if you have an investigative issue, that maybe you have gotten a letter, someone from KRA, and really you want somebody to address it for you, or you are not able to deal with it yourself because of your time schedules, or because of the technicalities involved in the same.
Okay.
So that's also a service that we can give you.
Okay, let's say I'm buying a car
yes,
from abroad and I'm a person with disability,
yes,
and it needs to be exempted. Do you also offer that kind of service?
Yes, yes. If
so you can,
if you are somebody PW,
yeah,
if you have an issue, anything related to tax, or I give you another way, you know, if you have an issue that you wanted interpretation on, or you have a topic that you wanted to be highlighted to a team somewhere,
right,
we do that.
So do you also do, like, you go all the way to Mombasa,
yes,
bring that car for me, have it exempted? You also offer that kind of service?
Ours is liaison.
Okay.
Basically liaison on taxation issues.
Okay.
Yes.
We have a lot of people with disabilities,
yes,
buying items. You know, they're buying, especially cars. I've bought a car before. There's normally confusion in the process of buying the vehicle, because sometimes you are told you can only be exempted on one vehicle. People don't know whether it's per year, 2 years. Do you also offer that? Do you know how many years a person with disability is supposed to buy?
That's basically, those are now, you know, I'd lump sum them under advisory.
Right.
You know, but that's basically advisory.
Could you be having on your fingertips today, how many times can a person with disability buy a car?
You know, the law stipulates that, you know, if you buy a car today,
yes,
the law doesn't anticipate that you'll dispose it tomorrow. And remember, if you dispose it tomorrow, then it has implication.
Right.
But the exemption that is there is basically per year.
Okay.
Yes.
It's not 5 years?
No.
Okay, okay. Fine. I'm sure some of the viewers are already sending in their messages.
Okay.
0111980384. Kindly send your questions to James Amwono. We'll ensure that the questions reach him. You deal with something called capital gains tax.
Correct.
What is that?
Capital gains tax is a type of tax that deals with the proceeds of selling a property.
Proceeds of selling a property.
That is simple terms for a layman to understand.
Okay.
I put it very, very simple. We know on average everybody has land through inheritance, or a big percentage has land through inheritance or through buying.
Right.
So if you want to dispose that land or that building at the point of disposal, that tax is relevant. The capital gains is the gain.
Right.
Is the proceeds that you get. Is not the amount that you sell it at. It is a gain.
Okay, let's say you're selling land at 1 million.
Yes.
So
if you're selling land at 1 million,
yes.
If you bought it at 500,000,
yes,
then that means the gain is 500,000.
Oh, okay.
So we are not talking about the 1 million. We are talking about the gain, which is 500,000. And that is what is supposed to be taxed on at 15%. But remember, there are also exemptions to that.
Oh, so the 500 on top is what will be taxed on, not the previous what you used to buy.
No.
Okay. Go on.
There are exemptions to dealing with the property sale. If you have bought it, you have bought it at $500,000 and you are selling it at $1 million, the proceeds is 500,000.
Right.
But remember, the act, the Income Tax Act is very clear on when you are selling anything below 3 million.
Yes.
Then you don't need to pay. That's an exemption.
Anything below 3 million, you don't need to pay tax.
You don't need to pay tax, capital gains on it. Anything below 3 million. But if it's above 3 million, then that means now it goes through the threshold.
Okay.
Yes. So if it's anything, say it's 4 million, then you bought it at 1 million, then the difference is what is subjected to tax at 15% currently.
Okay. Now, who ensures that this is done? Who is the referee? Is it your bank? Or what happens if I do it myself, my own transaction with my own, who ensures? I'm speaking from a very layman perspective. I don't get shocked.
No, it's okay.
Who ensures that this 15%
yes.
is deducted? And who is there to know that you sold it or you bought it at 500,000? Now you're selling it at 1 million for him to come and remove the 15%.
Okay. Normally, when you're dealing with a land transaction, either you pass through a lawyer or you do it personally.
Yeah, normally people use lawyers.
Yes. So if you get to that point of selling your property and you engage the lawyer, definitely at that point the lawyer will tell you that we must have this done.
Okay.
Because it's also a requirement that once the sale is being done, then that exemption letter should also be part of the documents. So you should not clear a sale if that is not part of the document. It's just like if you're selling, then that means you must have a sale agreement, right? Signed by both parties. And then maybe for the start, you'll be told that we need to give a deposit of this much, and then the others will be done once 1 to 3 is done.
Yes.
Then the transfer will be done upon 1 to 3. So it's one of the requirements that will be required at the point of transfer. So the lawyer is very much aware about that.
Okay.
So now as an expert, it is now you will tell us that, okay, fine, I bought this land through this. It's through a loan or a mortgage or something. These are the bank's statement, these are the interest. So it is us now, the tax expert, who will tell you, okay, according to this, then this is what is allowable, this is not allowable.
Okay. So you mean a lawyer may con you?
No, he might not con you, but because it's something, he might be ignorant about it.
Okay.
Not that he might con you. No. It might not. He might not be. Maybe he's not keen. Like now, I'm talking about an exemption. Maybe he's not aware that below this is not supposed to be that.
Okay, so any property below 3 million is not supposed to be taxed
on capital gains.
On capital gains. And examples of capital, that's a taxation on its own, standalone.
It's
like pay.
Yeah, it's just like pay. It's like VAT. It's like the consumption tax. It is like the excise duty.
I can assure you that then many of us are ignorant on this particular tax.
True.
Move around the city, people will tell you about pay.
Yes.
They'll tell you about this other. They'll even tell you about housing levy. But not many of us know about capital gains tax.
Actually, that is the main reason, Jonah.
Yes.
Why I had to put an article on the through the accountant's journal.
Yes. In fact, that's how I came to know you.
So that I liked it.
Yes.
And the story I gave there was about somebody in the village who is trying to sell land, and at the point of now transfer of document, then the lawyer tells him, we need this done. And he was not aware about it. So, remember he had committed the money. So It's like seeing that now he's selling the property and not going to achieve whatever he wanted initially.
Okay.
So that is basically the reason why I think is not been emphasized so much. So we need to emphasize for people to understand what it is and how to go about it.
Yeah, so it's like someone in the village bought land at 500,000. They engage a lawyer to sell it at 1 million, but the lawyer gives them something below $1 million because of that capital gains tax. 15% would be around 150.
You know, I've said,
yeah,
if it is less than 3 million, then it is not, there's no capital gain on it. But somebody somewhere can pretend that there's capital gain, and then now he deducts the money.
Oh,
you know, those are the things now I'm talking about.
Yeah, yeah. Very much this example of this person.
Yes, yes.
He may find 150,000 less on 1 million.
Yes.
Then he's told this is CGT.
Yes.
While it's not applicable on 1 million.
Correct.
Okay.
Maybe. Actually, the other day I had a scenario where some people were buying a property for a church, and it was that. It was less than 3 million, and it was within a city somewhere.
Okay.
So I had found that they had been told that they need to pay. Then when I got in, they say, no, you don't need to pay. So that was the final.
So what should come out clearly is that anything below 3 million should not have that CGT less on it.
Yes, true.
Wow, okay.
But remember, as much as there's no CGT on it, there should be a filing done for CGT to show that the recipient of the money received 2.3 or 1 million or 500,000 at the point of transfer.
Okay.
Yeah. So the fact that there's no CGT on it does not mean that you don't file to show that it was exempted.
Okay.
It's like if you're employed and the employer has paid payee.
Yeah.
It doesn't guarantee that now you don't need to file your annual tax return because the employer has done your pay. The employer has just done his part. But you know, you also need to do your part. So on this same issue,
right,
or once you sell the property, you must make sure that the filing for CGT is done to show that there's zero CGT to be paid.
Okay.
Yeah, and it forms part of the document on the transfer of your land.
I don't know whether we are just generally lazy as Kenyans when it comes to issues of taxation. I'm in the PWD sector.
Yes.
And we have tax exemption in that sector for people with disabilities.
Correct.
Not so many people get, that kind of psych to go for it. Yet you gain in it. In fact, in the new Act, I think even your employer gains when you get tax exempted.
It's true.
Is it a situation you also encounter? Is there some kind of laziness in following up for your taxation exemptions and things like that?
Yeah, you could call it laziness, but to me, I look at it as being ignorant or shying off from the whole thing. Because actually, the people with disability are given a lot of things, because even in retirement, even the tax as you put it, they have a lot of privileges.
Yeah.
But really, if somebody is in that position or in that action, then he should go for that.
By the way, some people actually go and buy vehicles with PWDs.
Yes.
Are you aware?
Yes.
Because they know that a person with disability is tax exempted.
Yes, true.
So they come, they buy a vehicle with you. Is that legal?
Yeah, it is. It is okay.
It's legal?
Yeah, it's it.
So I can buy a vehicle in the name of James Amwono. Okay, Jonah, let me not give you a disability.
Okay.
You may someone told me financial disability is there. So let's not go to financial disability. Let me take myself physical disability.
Okay.
So someone may buy a vehicle in my name. That's okay. They buy it in my name. They get a tax exemption. They use the vehicle. That's legal.
But it's not yours.
But it has to be. It's not mine.
You're not.
But I can give them the consent.
You know. It should be yours.
No, situations occur where someone decides to buy it in your name. They use the vehicle in your name so that they gain that taxation. They are not disabled. Then they pay you something.
Well, that is wrong.
That is wrong.
That's wrong. That should not be the case.
Okay.
Yeah.
We need to go for a break. 011980384. If you're a person with disability and you have such an experience, kindly tell us. Maybe someone has bought a property in your name just to get exempted. Did you give your consent? Did they pay you something? Is it legal or is it not legal? Anyway, we are with James Amwono, tax expert. See you after the break.